This is 6 Minutes, the Seriously International Daily Newscast. It's Wednesday, February 19th, and I'm Jacob Shropshire.
And I'm Rebecca Bonthius. It's well into the evening in Hong Kong and morning time in the Falkland Islands. In Cape Town and here in the World Crunch newsroom in Paris, it's just after midday. These are the latest stories. The EU agrees to new sanctions on Russia amid Trump's push for negotiations on Ukraine. Hamas will free 6 living Israeli hostages on Saturday. And our daily quiz question comes from the Philippines. The European Union agreed on Wednesday to impose a 16th round of sanctions against Russia in an effort to keep up pressure on Moscow as the U.S. shifts its position on Russia. This comes after U.S. President Donald Trump took aim at Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky following talks in Riyadh between the U.S. and Russia on Tuesday, seeming to blame Kiev for Moscow's invasion. Zelensky has postponed his visit to Saudi Arabia this week until March 10th, a decision linked to the U.S.-Russia talks. Kiev has repeatedly said it won't recognize any agreement about Ukraine made without it.
A top Hamas official says the militant group will free 6 living Israeli hostages on Saturday and return the bodies of 4 others on Thursday. This comes as a surprise acceleration in releases, apparently in exchange for Israel's allowing mobile homes and construction equipment into Gaza. The 6 are the last living hostages set to be freed during a ceasefire's first phase in exchange for hundreds of Palestinians held in Israeli prisons. In Asia, the United States ambassador to Manila has condemned, quote, dangerous maneuvers by a Chinese Navy helicopter that threatened the safety of a Philippine government aircraft patrolling a disputed shoal in the South China Sea. The Philippine Coast Guard reported that the Chinese helicopter had flown within 3 meters of a surveillance flight carrying a group of journalists.
NASA bumped up the likelihood that an asteroid called 2024 YR4 would hit the Earth in 2032. Despite 3.1% being the highest likelihood of an asteroid strike of this size, estimated to be big enough to level a city, experts say that as astronomers spend more time monitoring the object, the percentage will likely go down. Now let's take a closer look at what the international press is covering.
Sao Paulo-based daily O Estado de Sao Paulo led today with a photo of former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro as he, along with 33 others, were charged with plotting a coup following the 2022 election that removed him from power. The attorney general in charge of filing the case brought 5 charges against Bolsonaro for the alleged plot, which included a plan to poison incoming President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. The Vatican press is covering the state of Pope Francis's health, who is spending his 6th day at Rome's Gemelli Hospital for treatment of a respiratory infection. Tests have confirmed that Francis has developed pneumonia in both lungs and that respiratory infection also involves asthmatic bronchitis. According to the Vatican, the 88-year-old pontiff is alert, ate breakfast Wednesday morning.
Japanese news service Kyodo News is covering the 10-year prison sentence given to the man who threw a pipe bomb at Japan's ex-prime minister Fumio Kishida. The 25-year-old man was found guilty of attempted murder for the 2023 attack, which came less than a year after the assassination of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. We have an article from Italian daily La Stampa on Pope Francis's health and the potential that he could resign. Jacob, walk us through this analysis.
Franco Garelli writes in La Stampa that Vatican watchers are increasingly focused on the possibility of resignation for the 88-year-old, who has had several recent visits to the hospital. He writes, Francis is a pope who remembers the drama of the declining health and public appearances of Pope John Paul II in his final years, and does not shirk his responsibility to be present despite physical weakness. Moreover, his physical health struggles are a powerful way to communicate the needs to care for human precariousness around the world. Still, this declining state of health may prompt, sooner or later, the Argentine Pope to emulate Benedict XVI, who 12 years ago surprised the world with the grand gesture of resigning from the papacy, warning with great humility and honesty that he, quote, lacked the strength to carry on a superhuman task.
We have a piece from Lebanon-based Diraj about Trump's scheme to take over Gaza and resettle the 2.1 million Palestinians living there. The author writes that Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi delayed his trip to the White House, but Trump holds some big cards, including cuts to aid that Cairo knows it will have to face. We're wrapping things up with our daily quiz question, which comes to us from the Philippines today. Health authorities in central Manila are offering citizens a cash reward of 1 peso every time they do what? A. Capture or kill a mosquito. B. Wash their hands. C. Pick up trash on the beach. Or D. Get a COVID test. The correct answer is A. Authorities in one of the Philippines' most densely populated urban centers are offering a cash reward for mosquitoes in an attempt to stop the spread of the mosquito-borne viral infection, dengue fever. Carlito Cernal, a village chief in central Manila, announced the bounty of 1 peso, less than 2 US cents, for every 5 mosquitoes. The move follows a recent spike in cases of dengue in the Philippines.
That's the latest from around the world. If you like this podcast, we'd really appreciate if you could help us out with a follow, a share, and a 5-star rating on your preferred podcasting platform. For more of the best of the international press delivered exclusively in English every day, visit us at worldcrunch.com. We'll see you here tomorrow. À demain.